Hey, everybody, welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show presented by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. As always, I'm joined by the Masters crew, the Doc, Dynasty Owl. What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Doing great. How you doing?
What's up, Kamish?
Real good. Back at you guys. Another week of scouring through trades. I've hand-selected some of my favorites. With that said, going to jump right into this. First trade popping up on your screen. We got Jonathan Taylor and 2 second-round picks for Melvin Gordon, the 1.11, and a future first-round pick. Your guys' thoughts?
I'll let Al take this one because I have a feeling we're going to have a similar thought on this one.
So I'm assuming he's going to say the same after that. I'm going to take the Jonathan Taylor side. To me, obviously, he's the best player in the deal. And one of my favorite strategies is, pairing a late current year first with a future first, because people see that as, I'm getting 2 firsts. But really, the 1.11, yeah, it's a first, but it's a late first. And then who knows what that 2022 first will turn into. So if you compare potentially 2 late firsts for, a premier dynasty player, I think you got to take advantage of that and do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't really have anything to add on that.
Yeah, good stuff. And, you got to look at that 1.11. It's basically, a crapshoot, just as good as the 2.2, 2.3.
Yep.
I think that's a good trade, a good way to get Jonathan Taylor. Next trade popping up here, James Robinson, C.D. Lamb in the 1.4 for Joe Mixon, Cortland Sutton in the 1.3. How are your guys' thoughts?
Whew, this is a tough one.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
Because we love James Robinson so much, so we're like, no, honestly, it's a pretty tough trade to judge. I think I might rock with the Joe Mixon side, even though CD is super intriguing. I think Cortland Sutton's, primed to have a huge bounce back year. It was obviously just an injury that derailed his year last year. The year before that, we were valuing him pretty high across the board in Dynasty Leagues. So I believe in Mixon more than James Robinson, and obviously CD's CD, and the 1.3 is an upgrade over the 1.4. So I'll go with that side. That's close.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with it. I feel like it's a pretty even trade. I might lean the CD side just because I feel like in pure Dynasty rankings, I think CD is probably the most valuable in the trade, but by a hair, just because of Mixon's age too. I can really see either side of this, but I think I'd lean CD and then hope that James Robinson still has as big a role this year.
Yeah, I'm with you. And Joe Mixon, I do think this is kind of like a put up or shut up.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah.
I think if he underperforms this year, I could see his stock falling.
Yeah, it's been a variety of things with him, whether it be the offensive line being terrible or him getting banged up. But I did see something that before he got hurt, he was on pace for I think it was 370 touches through however many games they started off with. So, he's going to get used in that offense. It's very similar to the Todd Gurley role back a few years ago. It's the same kind of offense, same usage. So I think we could see a big workload for him. It's just a matter of staying on the field.
Yeah, good stuff. No Giovanni Bernard as well.
Right, yeah.
Not that he really cut into his carries too much.
Yeah, that's
true. Next trade popping up here, we got DK Metcalf and Irv Smith. DK Metcalf for Irv Smith, the 1.12, 2.2, 3.10, the future 2 and 3. Your guys' thoughts?
So I know it looks like a lot on that Irv Smith side. There are a lot of picks there. I just go back to, DK definitely cooled off in the second half of the year. That whole Seahawks offense did. When I think about DK, though, there were legitimate conversations that we had on our show and were had around the fantasy community that this dude might be the number one player, period, in Dynasty fantasy football. He had that kind of value at some point last season, and he's a guy that's going to continue to get better and put things together. So as much as I like all those picks and as much as I think Irv Smith's going to have a big year this season, I got to go with DK Metcalf. I think he's just got way too high a ceiling.
Completely agree. DK all the way.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's a strategy I do use sometimes. I'll try to, when I have a bunch of miscellaneous picks, try to shoot them all to somebody, kind of make it look a little better than it actually is. I think it was a pretty good. I'd give me DK too. I agree. All right, next trade popping up here. We got Eric Ebron and Darren Waller for DJ Shark and Noah Fant. Here, guys, go ahead.
This is a tough one. Darren Waller had a really special year last year. You could make a case. He's one of the few true elite tight ends right now in the game, at least in the fantasy game. But I don't know. I don't know how many years that Darren Waller has left. He's older than most people think because his career really didn't get started for pretty far down the road. And then on the other side, DJ Shark is going to have Trevor Lawrence throwing him the ball, for the foreseeable future. And then Noah Fant, who's a guy we're excited about, still a really young tight end who could definitely turn into a Darren Waller type. I mean, maybe not to the level Darren Waller played last year, but definitely could be one of the top 12 tight ends in the fantasy league, no doubt about it.
Yeah, completely agree. Waller's got a ton of value, and at this point, he's the most valuable in this trade. But, yeah, I kind of agree with what Alex said there. I mean, he's a little older than people would think. I mean, yeah, he's still going to produce at a high level. But, yeah, for me, I like the Chark and Fant side there. But, again, I totally understand going out and giving a piece like Fant and Chark. If you're, like, in win-now mode, those two guys are kind of fringe where they have flashes, but they aren't really consistent. Then Waller, I mean, he's about as consistent as it gets, and at a tight end position that only has a couple other guys better than him. So I see both sides of this one. I like it overall.
All right, good stuff. And right before we jump into this last trade here, I just want to pass it along. If you're looking for a place to play Dynasty football, mastersfantasyfootballleagues.com. Got over 600 Dynasty leagues. Never folded a single one. Just want to toss that out there. Last trade popping up on your screen. It's going to be Justin Herbert, Tyler Boyd, the 1.4 and the 1.5 for Devontae Adams, Cole Kmet, 1.9, 1.11, and a future first. Your guys' thoughts?
Wow, this one's tough.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I think I'm going to lean the Herbert side. I like 1.4 and 1.5. I feel like that's still in that range where you're going to end up with an elite talent, I would say. You have a really good shot at landing two, honestly, based on, the top of the draft being a lot stronger than 1.9 and 1.11 there. Obviously, I love Kmet. I don't know that I trust Andy Dalton. Devontae Adams is Devontae Adams, but hey, Justin Herbert, a young quarterback who did a lot of good last year, and Tyler Boyd's a receiver who I think is very underrated and will be leaned on by Joe Burrow. So I like that side by a hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that side does have more value, but obviously, depending on team need, if the guy giving up Justin Herbert really, had a really good second quarterback as well, Devontae Adams could be that difference maker that brings him a championship. So
Right.
So I think dynasty value, yeah, the Herbert side with the 1.4, 1.5, and Tyler Boyd, that does hold more value, but it's a good trade for all, probably.
Yeah, nice trade, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching. That's going to wrap up this edition of the Dynasty Spotlight Series. If you could, hit the like and subscribe button. Love for you to come be a part of the Masters family. Any last words, guys?
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.